in over 100 countries, in 7 different languages, to more than 500 million viewers each week. The World Wrestling Federation, the worldwide leader in sports entertainment.
There goes with the Undertaker. And the Undertaker's been busted wide open. Undertaker. Oh, no!
I sentence Shawn Michaels. I condemn you to an eternity of hell.
WWF New York. I'm Jim Ross alongside James E. Cornette, and we're kicking it off.
Hey, look at the Fink!
With tag team action.
It's Funky Finkel!
Jesse James and Flash Funk to join forces here against the Godwinns. And thanks again for being with us here on WWF New York. In this broadcast, we'll hear from The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. We'll show you highlights from last night's Friday night main event.
Combined weight of 588 pounds, Henry and Phineas, the Godwinns.
I'll tell you one thing, these guys are just like me. They don't like New York. They don't love nothing except the old home place down in Bitters, Arkansas, and the opportunity to beat somebody up. And they're going to get that at Ground Zero on September the 7th. They may be the new WWF Tag Team Champions.
Of course, that is next Sunday on pay-per-view from the sold-out Louisville Gardens, Ground Zero.
Stand up and salute the flag, JR.
Well, I'll pass if you don't mind.
You folks up here probably don't know the significance of that flag, but that's among the many things you don't know.
The Godwinns probably will not receive a overwhelming reception when they step into Madison Square Garden on Monday night, September the 22nd, for Raw is War. And we'll tell you more about the ticket situation and the huge main event for the Garden on Monday night, September the 22nd, a little bit later here in the broadcast. And it is Henry Godwinn now and Flash Funk, the ultra-quick Flash Funk against the powerful Henry Godwinn, kicking it off.
You know, Flash Funk reminds me, he's so quick, he reminds me of one of those rats they were talking about on the news. 28 million rats in this city. If you count the people, the four-legged rats, as well as the two-legged rats, there's about 35 million. And they're all just as quick as Flash Funk.
Henry Godwinn's going to regroup a little bit here on the outside. And let's take another look here, James Z, at the quickness of Flash Funk. He can strike in a heartbeat.
Well, he went up with the spinning head scissors and boom, the drop kick. Those coiled steel spring legs on Flash Funk. He got Godwinn right in the teeth.
And Henry Godwinn tags in Phineas. Phineas caught with a drop toe hold by Flash Funk. And Flash Funk is using skill and leverage and certainly his quickness to his advantage here.
Ooh.
Flash up very quickly.
And down very quickly.
And Flash Funk survives 2 slams and slams big old Phineas and another drop kick. An arm drag takeover.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he took Phineas right out of his boots with that one, and this is not a way for the Godwinns to prepare for that fatal 4-way tag. Steve Austin will be at Ground Zero to either forfeit or defend. But the Godwinns are also going to be in there under cover. The Godwinns are going to be in there with the LOD and the British Bulldog and Owen Hart. And I'm thinking the Godwinns and LOD will beat each other's throats. That's a perfect time for Bulldog and Owen to sneak in and win one.
Well, we'll have an update on the Stone Cold Steve Austin situation later here on WWF New York. So we've got a lot to update you on. Some great action here on the broadcast this weekend. And look at the Godwinns now double teaming Jesse James. Jesse James now being choked by that flag. And Henry Godwinn certainly has changed his jovial ways, James.
Well, he's not dancing and singing anymore since he got rid of that albatross Hillbilly Jim. All Hillbilly Jim wanted to do was make friends. These guys want to win matches, and since they got rid of Jim, they're doing that.
Hard elbow by Phineas Godwinn. Jesse James is in trouble, and we'll be right back.
And now, Foot Action, featuring the airbacker mid from Nike, presents the Foot Action Slam of the Week.
Shades of Shawn Michaels, sweet chin music. This could be sweet shin music. And that's exactly what it is.
It kicked him in the shin!
And then the double arm DDT, the lateral press, and that's all.
The Slam of the Week was brought to you by Foot Action, featuring the airbacker mid from Nike. For every action, there's Foot Action.
Welcome back, everyone, to WWF New York Tag Team action underway. The Godwinns meeting Jesse James in Flash Forward. What a clothesline by Henry Godwinn. Godwinn just beheaded Jesse James. Well, this has turned into a very physical tag team matchup, and certainly a sign of things to come at the Fatal 4-Way during Ground Zero, James.
From that clothesline, it looks like the Godwinns are gearing up for some of those LOD Road Warrior clotheslines, and everyone to give them right back to them.
Will Stone Cold Steve Austin be able to defend tag team gold with Dude Love on pay-per-view next Sunday? We will address that in this broadcast, and a double clothesline. Down goes Phineas, and down goes the second-generation star, Jesse James.
And the question is, who's going to be the first one to get up? Phineas trying to make a tag. Double J desperately needs to do the same. Who's going to get it first?
Tag made now. Henry Godwinn will be in, and so will Flash Bump. Godwinn misses a clothesline, and look at Flash Bump striking very quickly and suddenly with offense. Spinning martial arts kick. Down goes Henry. There's a lateral press. It's Jesse James intercepts Phineas Godwinn, and now referee Tim White having a couple of words with Jesse James.
Double J looked like one of those fighting air traffic controllers. He was flying through the air. But Flash Funk is still in charge.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Flash Funk just got nailed with that bucket. The slop bucket, and now the slop drop. Henry and Phineas Godwinn once again are victorious. And folks, whether we like it or not, we may just have seen a preview of the Fatal 4-Way where the Godwinns could be the next WWF Tag Team Champions.
Not if the LOD have anything to say about it. The Bulldog and Owen would love to have it, and there's still the wild card situation. What is Stone Cold and Dude Love's position? That's what we got to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we mentioned earlier, Raw is War will be in Madison Square Garden live on Monday night, September the 22nd. Tickets are going fast. You do not want to miss any of the great action. Tickets available at the Garden Box Office and all Ticketmaster outlets. There'll be a triple threat match for the WWF title. Bret Hart defending against The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. 3 men in one match with one title on the line. Plus, a huge over-the-top rope battle royal, and the stakes will be high. Monday night, September the 22nd in Madison Square Garden. Get your tickets early. And now, folks, let's take a special look at Stone Cold Steve Austin, starting with SummerSlam.
Let's see what Austin can do with Eamon. No. How about that?
Tombstone Piledriver. Shades of The Undertaker. Austin dropped right on his head.
Austin is hurt. Hurt badly. Somehow, and Austin now with Austin driving.
As a result of Owen Hart's deadly Tombstone Piledriver, Stone Cold Steve Austin suffered a severe neck injury. Austin would then see noted neck specialist in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Dr. Joseph Torr, as we take you back and show you just exactly how Austin suffered disc injuries and the inflammation of his spinal cord. Look at the impact, James E., as Austin's head is driven into the canvas.
You could see the neck crumple. You could see the skin wrinkle up on the back of his neck, and you could see Austin's body go limp. But he doesn't care what the doctor says. He doesn't care if he risks paralysis, even permanently. He just wants to get his hands on Owen Hart. Stone Cold Steve Austin is driven. He's a man with a mission, and he has one thought on his mind, and that is revenge.
Stone Cold Steve Austin may be the toughest SOB in the WWF, but this decision to return to the ring will not be made by the Rattlesnake. That decision will be made by WWF officials should Austin be allowed to compete, risking permanent paralysis. Well, this week, WWF officials will make that momentous decision, and we'll have it for you next Friday night, James E., on Friday night's main event.
Well, what about the future of the Steve Austin Dude Love tag team? Last night, Dude Love spoke out about the future plans for the champions.
I can tell you that Stone Cold is anything but cool right now, Daddy. But one thing remains true, that either we keep these belts as a team, or we forfeit them as a team, because the dude will not stand alone, because Stone Cold is my horse, whether he runs a race or not, Daddy. You can say that Stone Cold is a little bit like cheap toilet paper. He don't take crap off nobody. Oh, have mercy.
Well, Dude Love's a chick magnet. He gets more girls than Frank Gifford. And Dude Love enjoying the summer of love. Well, later, here on WWF New York, Bret Hart defends the WWF title against Vader, who gets a little help from a surprise superstar.
And when we return, we'll hear what The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels have to say about their upcoming matchup at Ground Zero.
You can talk his talk.
Say what you want, because I really don't give a damn.
You can't walk his walk.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
But you can wear his shirt. The Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt. 316 appears on the front and a skull is on the back with Stone Cold etched in the forehead. Some people will go to desperate lengths to possess one of these shirts. All you have to do is call 815-734-1161 or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. It's only $20 plus shipping and handling. And that's the bottom line. So call now.
Thanks for being with us tonight, folks. Ground Zero in your house is presented by Stridex. Triple clean your skin with Stridex medicated pads.
Next Sunday on pay-per-view, The Undertaker battles Shawn Michaels for the first time ever. Well, after their altercation last week on Raw, the two had a lot on their minds. And believe me, both HBK and the Grim Reaper let it all hang out last night on Friday night's main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shawn Michaels. Assignment at SummerSlam certainly was met with mixed reviews, to say the least. And let's say and give you the benefit of the doubt that when you struck The Undertaker in the head with the steel chair at SummerSlam, it was inadvertent. But there is absolutely no way that your recent actions to The Undertaker could be considered accidental. And many say that perhaps you have signed your own death certificate for Ground Zero.
First of all, 3 weeks ago, I couldn't get you, McMahon, Slaughter, or any of the fans of the World Wrestling Federation to agree with me that what happened at SummerSlam was a mistake. But now you want to say it's a mistake. Now you're going to believe me. And why do you now conveniently believe me? Because of what happened last week. After you and the World Wrestling Federation painted me into a corner, into a situation that I had no other choice but to be reactionary. See, that's the thing. You got guys here in the World Wrestling Federation, they call themselves a lot of things. Then you got guys that are supposedly real live wires or some time bomber, guys that really have bad attitudes. Well, in the real world, I am all of that. I am the guy who is the real ticking time bomb. I am the guy that is reactionary. I am the guy that if you paint him into a corner, I lash out. I do it without thinking. And that's what happened last week. The Undertaker and the World Wrestling Federation kept pushing Shawn Michaels. I told you time and time again, don't push me. But you pushed, and you pushed, and you pushed. And what happens when you push the Heartbreak Kid? Real simple. You get a reaction. Undertaker, I suggest this. I suggest that it's not Shawn Michaels that's gonna go down to ground zero. I say the Heartbreak Kid is the first man in WWF history to make The Undertaker not only rest in peace, but rest in peace permanently. The first time, it was a chair. The second time, Undertaker, if I gotta do it, it'll be a Mack truck. One thing is for sure, at ground zero, the Heartbreak Kid will be standing tall. The Undertaker will be flat on his back. And HBK, the initial outlaw of the World Wrestling Federation, will dance all over his corpse.
Well, the one thing that Shawn Michaels neglected to mention was that, oh, what have I done look on his face right after he had crowned The Undertaker with that metal folding chair. Well, the Grim Reaper had his own remarks to make, and he made them quite well later that evening. From the attack by Shawn Michaels. He had refused medical attention. He had applied his own stitches to close the wound. And Shawn Michaels, in my mind and in many minds, does not realize just exactly what he's done. The Undertaker would, however, let him know what he was about to do.
I sentence Shawn Michaels, I must give him credit, because there's two things that Shawn Michaels can do. One, he can swing the hell out of a chair, and the second, he can run his mouth like nobody else in the World Wrestling Federation. Now we're going to back up and we're going to start at the beginning. Shawn Michaels, there's a reason we haven't touched in the last 10 years, is because I wanted to leave somebody untouched to tell the story of The Undertaker. Well, now you've gone and you've ruined that. So what we have here is a sentence. I condemn you to an eternity of hell. You know, after 10 years, I thought you might be just a little bit smarter. Because as hard as you hit me, you should have known I was gonna get up. And I will continue to get up time and time again, because that's what I do. I get up, I take people down, and I take their soul. Now next week, Shawn Michaels, I'm gonna make an example of Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And I'm just gonna leave that much of his rotting carcass, just that much to take back to the dressing room and tell you what you have in store. Because when the blood flowed, I took the blood and I signed your death warrant with it. At Ground Zero, you're gonna pay, and you're gonna pay the ultimate price. Shawn Michaels, you will rest in peace.
They meet for the first time ever next Sunday on pay-per-view. The Undertaker, the most powerful force in the WWF. We'll find out if Shawn Michaels truly is a giant killer.
The first incident was perhaps an accident.
This is horrible.
But the second assault was a monumental mistake.
Undertaker's been busted wide open.
Because now there's hell to pay. There will be no mercy. There will be no remorse. Shawn Michaels,
You expect me to cower down? Do you know who I am?
The Undertaker. I will possess your soul. Their first meeting ever. Stridex presents WWF Ground Zero in your house next Sunday on pay-per-view.
Welcome back. Tonight, WWF New York is brought to you by Discovery Zone. It's the ultimate entertainment spot, and it's just for kids. Go to your nearest Discovery Zone and get a free WWF poster, DZ, where kids want to be.
Well, let's take you back to last night on Friday night's main event. It was Chains and Crush representing DOA in a tag team match against Rocky Maivia and Farouk representing the Nation of Domination. Next Sunday on pay-per-view, Crush, Farouk, and Savio will meet in a triple threat match. And as you will see from the closing moments of this contest, it will be a slobber knocker.
Farouk lowers his head and pays with a pile driver from Crush. Will that be all? 1, 2, and we have seen nothing but high-impact wrestling thus far in this tag team matchup.
You've got to think that no matter how great Farouk's contribution to the nation has been as a wrestler, his contribution as a recruiter has been the most important, because after all, he is the one responsible for Kama Mustafa, the Supreme Fighting Machine, the one responsible for D'Lo Brown, a future superstar, and Rocky Maivia, the Blue Chipper. Nobody thought it could be done, but he got Rocky in the nation.
And Rocky Maivia knocked down by Chains. And now Chains right in Rocky's face, and this big man means business. And Rocky Maivia able to counter, inverted atomic drop now. And Rocky with a spinning DDT. What a great counter move by Maivia.
And now look at him. He's mocking. He's mocking Chains with that motorcycle revving. I'll tell you, Rocky Maivia at 6'5", 275. Look at the agility in which he floats over the man, spins around, DDT. Rocky Maivia is determined to show these fans all around the world that he should not die, Rocky die, and that Rocky doesn't suck.
Farouk has been tagged in, and now Farouk with some very insulting slaps. Farouk just got himself in trouble. Look at the strength here. Tremendous power. Tremendous power on display by Chains.
Chains set him up in the electric chair, and who can make the tag first? Both men desperately need it.
And there's a tag, Rocky Maivia and Crush get the tag. They are the two legal men. Front face lock right into a suplex. And Crush meeting Farouk with a right hand. This one is rapidly disintegrating. There's a backbreaker, and Maivia almost broken in half by the power of Crush. Farouk knocked outside. Here comes Chains.
I'm thinking Farouk drug. Wait a minute, there's Los Boricuas. And it distracted Crush.
Crush distracted, and now Crush assaulted. 4-on-1. The referee's got to call for the bell. This thing is going to get ugly before it gets better, I can tell you.
Farouk and Chains over here in front of us. Here comes Maivia. Here comes the other members of the nation.
The nation's Karma and D'Lo Brown out here. Here comes Skull and 8-Ball of the Disciples of Apocalypse. There's 12 men. It's a street fight.
Get in front of me, JR. We got to cover up. Look at this ring. It's pandemonium.
It's faction warfare right here on the War Zone. 3 referees, and they're not able to restore order. Here come more WWF officials.
There's 12 guys in that ring. It's supposed to be only 3 in the triple threat match at Ground Zero. Wait a minute. I think is that poor Dave Hebner, a WWF official, just got thrown down. It's supposed to be 3 guys in the triple threat at Ground Zero. Will it break into 12? We don't know.
Here comes Commissioner Slaughter. And Slaughter now has got to assert his authority and restore some semblance of order here. Boy, you got to believe that somewhere along the way, these factions are going to be either fined or suspended heavily for their extracurricular activities.
The Boricuas have done the job they set out to do, and they are out of here. But it's a little bit harder to separate DOA and the nation.
The Boricuas hit and run, but it's taking everything that we have from the official standpoint to keep the nation and the DOA from getting it on some more here.
Well, next Sunday on pay-per-view, it's every man for himself. Farouk, Savio, and Crush, the triple threat. And still to come, the Hitman meets Vader for the title.
And ladies and gentlemen, when we return, the man that meets Brian Pillman at Ground Zero, we will see Goldust in action. Welcome back, everybody, to WWF New York. We'd like to take you back to last night, Friday night's main event, when Goldust took on Sal Sincere. But James E. Cornette, perhaps the biggest story wasn't the contest between Sincere and Goldust, but what happened with Brian Pillman after the match.
That's right, because as you will see, Pillman did make his presence felt. You know, Goldust may be a great family man, maybe the Addams family, but I don't really care about all that stuff. I personally don't care whether he's a loving husband and father. All I know is that Brian Pillman is getting under his skin. They have made a deal for Ground Zero that they will probably regret. And if Brian Pillman keeps on with his intimidation and psychological warfare tactics, then that spunky young lady will be his personal assistant 24 hours a day for 30 days. That's my prediction.
Goldust with the right hands. And this capacity crowd counting along with those stiff rights right to the head of the Italian, Salvatore Sincere. But that's not all, I don't think.
Whoa! There's Goldust's own version of the flip-flop and fly. Oh!
Goldust giving Sal Sincere even more to think about. And another clothesline. Again, down goes Sincere. But the other side of the coin is is that
Oh, yeah, get that loving while you can, Goldust, because you're going to be a month without any companionship if Pillman has his way after ground zero.
Well, the other side of the coin, though, is that if Goldust does defeat Pillman at ground zero, Pillman's out of here. His long-term contract with the WWF will be, obsolete. It'll be voided. And there's another clothesline or a hard forearm to the collarbone of Sincere and a near fall.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think the British Bulldog and Owen Hart, and especially Bret the Hitman Hart, are going to allow a member of the Hart Foundation to be beaten and run out of the WWF? Who's Goldust got on his side? Who's Goldust got backing him up?
Well, only Marlena, as far as I know.
Well, I don't think Marlena matches up very well against Bulldog and Owen and Bret.
I didn't infer that she did, James Z., but that's
well, it depends on your purpose.
And right there now, Sal Sincere taking another shortcut, violating the rules. Sal Sincere with very little respect for the official or to the rule book itself. And Goldust caught Sincere walking in with a right hand. Well, I don't know of any more personal situation since I've been in the WWF as this Goldust Pillman thing with Marlena's, her sanity, a lot of her future. 30 days with Pillman, I can't even fathom that. For the mother of a 3-year-old daughter.
What do you think about Goldust or Dustin's situation? The king of the dysfunctional family.
Bulldog headlock by Goldust.
He knows that Terry and Pillman were a quote-unquote item at one time. And who do you think the American Dream is betting on? Who do you think Dusty wants to see win that match, if you will?
I don't really care what Dusty wants, but I care that this is a curtain call. And Goldust leading the spine of Sal Sincere in the canvas, and that will be all, folks. Marlena excited. She's happy that Goldust is victorious here.
Yeah, she's looking perky now, but she may not look perky. What?
Goldust!
Where?
That's Pillman. Where is he?
I can't see.
Terry! Goldust! Look over here! Up here, cutie pie!
Oh, there he is.
Up here, come on!
He's in the upper level. Pillman's in the upper level. There he is.
It won't be long now before your little old lady gets to spend 30 days and 30 long nights with a real man.
Well, if that wasn't enough, what the loose cannon went on to say was too distasteful to air here. But it obviously infuriated Goldust. Pillman was out of reach then, but next Sunday on pay-per-view, Pillman and Goldust meet with more on the line than just a victory. If Goldust loses, Marlena will become Pillman's servant for 30 days. And if Pillman loses, Pillman will leave the WWF forever.
And when we return, the Hitman defends the WWF title against Vader. And Vader gets some help from a very surprising place. All the action when we come back.
The Undertaker. Dark skies loom over this wounded soul. In order to rise from the depths of darkness, he must overcome the black clouds that plague him. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Since becoming the 1997 King of the Ring, he and his queen have ruled the World Wrestling Federation with a heavy hand. The Undertaker battles Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Plus, the fate of Stone Cold will be decided on Friday night's main event, this Friday at 11:10 Central on USA.
Thanks, folks, for being with us here on WWF New York. We'd like to take you back to last night. Friday night's main event. Bret the Hitman Hart will defend the WWF Championship against the man they call Vader. This match is for the WWF title. The incomparable Bret the Hitman Hart taking a bite out of the challenger, the 458-pound mastodon Vader. But look, James Z., Vader is fighting back and regaining the advantage.
Boy, and I think he just stunned Bret Hart. He caught him flush on the side of the head with one of those big right hands. And it was everything Bret could do to block that one, but here he comes back on the offensive. offensive.
The 5-time WWF champion now, hammering away at his much larger challenger. And Bret Hart buries the foot right to the midsection of Vader. Bret Hart, who is scheduled, and I underscore the word scheduled, to meet the Patriot September the 7th at Ground Zero for the WWF title. But Vader would like to change those plans, and what a clothesline. Down goes Hart, and maybe down goes the WWF title. Vader seems to be building momentum here.
And wouldn't it be ironic if Vader was the man to take the WWF title from Bret Hart here tonight? He would face the Patriot, the phenomenon that's come on the scene in the WWF. He would face the Patriot at Ground Zero, and that's the way this whole thing between Vader and Bret got started.
Bret cannot win a slugfest with Vader. It should be over. We got a new champion. We don't have a new champion. Bret Hart right out here in front of us, just a count away from losing the WWF title. And now Bret Hart grabbing a folding chair. Bret could find himself disqualified here, but maybe that's what he wants.
That would certainly save the title, but a lot of people have gotten in trouble using those chairs lately. I can think of Shawn Michaels.
Bret Hart now finds himself in a very precarious situation. And Vader swinging that steel chair, and this could get ugly in a hurry. Wait a minute, there's Owen Hart, and there's a Bulldog. The Hart Foundation has hit the ring. Owen and a Bulldog now, double teaming, and here comes the Hitman. It's going to be 3-on-1, and this match is over.
And they've got him down, and it's not like Vader needed a chair to begin with. They got it out of his hands, but now every referee in the book trying to stop this carnage, and Bret Hart just low-bridged him, and the big man goes down.
A blatant low blow by Bret the Hitman Hart, who was threatened by Vader in that steel chair, and now it looks as if Bret Hart is going to try to finish off Vader once and for all.
He's going for that figure four, JR. The figure four of those big, massive legs around the post.
But wait a minute, here comes the Patriot. Bret Hart trying to put Vader out, but here comes the Patriot. The Masked Man, who may well be the next WWF champion, attacking Bret the Hitman Hart. The Patriot coming to Vader's aid. And we have got a chaotic situation here. The WWF champion has a war on his hands with the man with the red, white, and blue mask.
He's all over him like a cheap suit. Can you believe it? Could you believe if somebody told you 2 weeks ago that the Patriot would come to the aid of the man they call Vader, and every official in the WWF is trying to hold the man down?
You gotta wonder what the Patriot's motivation is here. James Evans, I'm gonna try to get a word with it.
I gotta think the Patriots had some problems with Bret Hart, but I'm surprised to see him coming to the aid of Vader. It was the Patriot defeating Vader last week that started this whole thing when Bret Hart got involved. It's got to be about the title. Maybe JR can figure this whole thing out. I don't know.
You gave Vader a tremendous assist. What's your relationship with Vader?
There is no relationship with Vader. I'm not going to stand by and watch any man get triple teamed, regardless of who he is. Bret Hart, you got big plans for Ground Zero and about leaving town with that belt around your waist. Well, I'm going to throw a big monkey wrench in those plans with this right here.
The Patriot has exploded on the scene like no other superstar in WWF history, but at Ground Zero, can he beat Bret Hart for the title when it counts? We'll find out, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, folks, to WWF New York. Don't forget, Madison Square Garden. It will be Raw is War, Monday night, September the 22nd. Live from Madison Square Garden for the first time, Raw is War. You will see a triple threat matchup. Bret Hart will be challenged by The Undertaker and by Shawn Michaels for World Wrestling Federation gold. But that's not all. A huge over-the-top rope battle royal. That and much more. Over 40 WWF superstars live in Madison Square Garden. Get your tickets today at the Garden box office and all Ticketmaster outlets.
Boy, I'll tell you, JR, as we We see Tiger Ali Singh with his father Tiger Jeet Singh and the Iron Sheik making their way to the ring. You have got to think that Madison Square Garden is going to be on fire on September 22nd, the first time ever for a live Raw is War. Can you imagine everybody in that place is going to have a sign, and I just can't imagine what some of those signs are going to say. It's live TV.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, over 40 WWF superstars in the Garden. Tickets are going fast, folks. Don't miss out on a part of history. The first Raw is War ever in Madison Square Garden, and what a main event. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker to challenge Bret Hart in the triple threat matchup.
Is he speaking Indian? Is it Cherokee or Apache?
Oh, you're funny today.
I've got no reservations about Indians.
Well, the Iron Sheik is from Iran, Tiger Jeet Singh is from India, and young Tiger Ali Singh was born in Toronto. So Tiger Ali is a very proud Indo-Canadian and certainly has admired, for example, one of his role models, especially in the sport, is Bret Hart.
And I am always reminded by our producers, JR, every time Tiger Ali Singh appears on the program, he can dunk a basketball. I have not figured out what that has to do with wrestling, but I wanted to pass that information along.
Well, of course you wouldn't understand it because it has to do with athleticism. Tiger Ali Singh turned down a basketball scholarship to Notre Dame to get into wrestling. And a hard right hand by this very aggressive young man.
Basketballs don't fight back.
Seeing a very no-nonsense style here from Tiger Ali Singh, who says that he derived his ring name from his father, Tiger Jeet Singh, and the most famous resident ever from Louisville, Kentucky.
Wait a minute, his name's not Tiger Jim Singh?
No, I'm talking about Muhammad Ali, James.
No, he's the second most famous resident of Louisville. But after Ground Zero, there may not be any residents left. That explosion may knock everybody out of town.
Adam O'Brien sent for the ride, and the young Irishman being manhandled here by his larger opponent, belly-to-belly suplex by Tiger Ali Singh. Well, this kid has the makings of being a national hero in many parts of the world, but I don't know how popular he's going to be competing on American soil. His remarks regarding America in general, and especially American wrestling fans, sounds chapter and verse, much like one of his heroes, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Well, I think he's going to be about as popular in this country as the U.S. Open is with Mayor Giuliani. As a matter of fact, I'm on Giuliani's side. I'm going to fly my private plane right straight over that. Nobody's watching anyway.
Hard elbow by Tiger Ali Singh. We talked about September 22nd in Madison Square Garden. The month of September is big in the tri-state area, including in Philadelphia. On September the 13th, that's Saturday night, September the 13th in Philly. And on Sunday, September the 14th, the World Wrestling Federation with a live spectacular, I mean a huge event in Hartford, Connecticut at the Civic Center, Sunday, September 14th.
Boy, this Tiger Ali Singh, he moves for a guy that size, I'll tell you, and he's going high risk too. He's climbing the ropes.
Tiger Ali Singh measuring Adam O'Brien here, and there's a bulldog headlock from the top, driving O'Brien's face right in the canvas, and Tiger Ali Singh continues his winning ways.
Tiger Ali Singh!
He almost took O'Brien's head off with that flying bulldog, and Tiger Ali wins another one, and his dad getting a few shots in for good measure.
Folks, don't forget that Raw will be preempted this Monday night due to the U.S. Open. However, we will be on the USA Network this coming Friday night for another special edition of Friday night's main event at 11 o'clock. The Undertaker will meet Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And you got to know, James E., that Shawn Michaels and maybe, just maybe, even ravishing Rick Rude will be lurking in the background.
Lurking? Wait a minute. Tiger Ali Singh evidently has something to say in it. At least he's speaking English.
Very self-confident young man. He's proud of his heritage, and so be it, but don't knock the Americans.
To give me
people, my beautiful fans in Canada, and my beautiful fans all over the world.
I'm beautiful, you're beautiful, you're all beautiful.
Kids have no class.
Sounds like Ray Stevens. Everything's beautiful.
Well, I think we've heard enough of Tiger Ali Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to join us this Friday night on the USA Network. What a night it's going to be for Friday night's main event. For Jim Cornette, I'm good old JR. So long, everybody.